Have you ever had a decision that just won't leave you alone? Should I take this job or not? Should I move to a new city or stay here? Should I stay in this relationship or end it? It probably shows up while you're in the shower, taking a walk, and worst of all, when you're trying to get to sleep. You just want one clear answer, but you keep circling around and around this thing, and you can't decide. It's exhausting. If that's you, stay with me. I'm going to show you two simple tools that don't ask you to think harder. Instead, you're going to do something entirely different that's going to help you decide today what step to take next. Sometimes you can think and still not find an answer. That usually means you've reached the limit of what logic can do for this kind of choice. Logic is great for picking out a blender or deciding which restaurant to go to for dinner, but it struggles when the question is about your life, your job, your relationships, and especially your future. That's when you need intuition. You need to access your inner knowing, the part of you that already knows what your best decision is, but you may just not have access to it right now. The problem is intuition doesn't talk in bullet points. It doesn't give you a clear answer in your brain like logic does. It speaks in another language, and most of us didn't learn how to decipher it when we were growing up. So what we need here is a way into that intuitive thinking to determine the decision that we should make. And that starts with paying attention in a different way, not to your thoughts, but to what happens underneath them. And I've got two ways you can do that. If you're ready to make that decision, pause the video, get out a pen and paper, and let's get started. Okay, so here's the first tool. It's called a felt sense sketch, and it's especially helpful when you've looked at every logical angle of this issue and still feel stuck. So start by writing the decision you're facing at the top of a blank piece of paper, but be sure to phrase it as a clear either or choice. So for example, take the new job, or stay in my current role, or stay in this relationship or leave. You want to have an option A and B clearly in mind. Once you have that written down, close your eyes for a second. And this is very important because we are all so used to thinking our way through things. But in this exercise, you want to try not to think with your logical mind. You want to try to feel in your body. Okay? So you want to close your eyes, take a few minutes to take some deep breaths and just center in to your inner self, your body inside, your torso, your breath. You want to kind of just calm down, tell the brain to take a vacation and just focus on what the body wants to tell you. Okay? So then here's what you do. Focus first on option A. Picture yourself choosing that option, stepping in to that version of your life. Let your attention drop you into your body. What does it feel like? Is there a lightness to it, a flutter, or a heaviness? Then without using any words, you're going to draw the feeling, not what you're thinking, the feeling. In fact, it really helps if you just keep your eyes closed and let your hand work the pen however it wants to. You can use shapes or lines or whatever comes to you. You're just going to let it come through your hand. What does this feeling want to do through your hand? You're not trying to explain it or make it pretty. That's not the point. Just let the feeling move on the page. It's like free drawing. Let your hand lead the way to really connect with how you feel and what wants to come through your arm. We want your body to draw this image, not your logical mind. Okay, so give that a try. And once you think the drawing is complete, then you move to option B. So once again, you close your eyes and you imagine that you're living option B. See yourself in that version of things. Again, you want to drop into your body. Notice the signals you're getting from your muscles or your breath, or even how your skin feels, if it's hot or cool. Then put your pen or pencil to the page and draw that feeling. What does that feel like? Where does your hand want to go this time? Remember, it's not supposed to make sense. Just let your hand lead the way. So give yourself some time to do that. I would say give yourself like 15 minutes. So maybe 5 minutes to kind of feel into option A and do your drawing. Take a break, quick break to just reorient yourself. And then maybe another 5 minutes to feel into option B and do your drawing. Then when you finish both drawings, we'll move on to the next step. Feel free to pause this video before you listen to the next part, okay? That's part of the magic of this exercise. So try to pause the video. Just take 15 minutes, do this little exercise, and then come back. Okay, are you ready? When both sketches are done, Now you want to look at them side by side. And once again, you want to notice how you feel, not what you think. Which drawing gives you even the smallest sense of maybe relief or a flicker of aliveness or energy or excitement, or just feels more like it belongs to you. Try not to overthink it. Circle the one that feels better, the one that your hand just wants to go to, not the one that looks better, not the one that's going to win the drawing contest at the fair, the one that feels better. That's your decision, whatever option that is. So this might seem simple, but there's solid research behind it. Drawing helps offload any mental noise that you may have going on in your head and make space for what your body already knows or your intuition already knows. That little moment of clarity or calm, that's what neuroscientists call a somatic marker. It's just how your system nudges you toward a wise next step even before you can explain why. So it's science, but it's science-backed intuition, okay? So that's decision-making method number 1. Let's talk about method number 2. Okay, so here's the second tool. It's called the 2-door imagery. And it's great for those moments when you feel completely disconnected from your inner self. When you've read all the advice and you've asked all the people and you still can't really hear what the inner part of you actually wants to do. This one's simple, but it's powerful. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to imagine 2 doors, one for the option A you created and one for option B. And again, you're going to close your eyes, get into your body and picture door A. Behind it is one of your options. Maybe it's staying where you are, or taking the new job, or ending the relationship, or trying the new business. Whatever it is, you're going to imagine it clearly behind that door. Picture yourself walking toward the door. And now slow down. Notice the light on the other side of that door. What does the temperature feel like? What are you hearing? And what's your body doing? Are you leaning into it or are you pulling back? Are your shoulders relaxing or tightening up? Go ahead and step through the door and then just spend a minute there. Imagine just one day of your life after choosing that path. That's on the other side of that door. Where are you? What are you doing? How does your body feel as you move through that version of things? Give yourself some time there and then step back and let it go. Exhale all the air, then take in a few deep breaths to reset yourself. And now you're going to do the same thing with the second door. This is your option B. Walk toward it. Notice those little signals, what's happening in your breath, your posture, your energy. What do you see through that open door? And then step through it and spend a minute there. You don't have to imagine your entire future. You're just noticing how your body responds when you just step through the door. How does it feel? How does it sound? What do you sense? This is a really good way to just try each option on because the brain's imagination is pretty efficient, really. When we give ourselves the time to kind of quiet down and truly imagine what it's going to feel like in this kind of a life, option A or option B, it's amazing how much we can just sense in our inner selves. Okay, so once you finish that exercise, we're going to go on to the next step. Feel free to pause the video again until you finish this part. Now you're going to ask yourself 2 questions, and this is about this door exercise. Which door gave me more calm? That's your first question. In other words, which door helped you feel most like yourself, or like it just fit? Like you didn't have to be anxious or nervous or fearful when you were stepping through that door. Which one just made you feel more calm and like you were where you're supposed to be? And then you ask this second question. Which one gave me a clearer next move that I could take today? So if one of the doors made you think about anything you might be able to do today, no matter how small, that would take you toward the life that's behind that door, then make a note of that. If one of the doors, as you were imagining going through it, gave you a quick idea for, oh, I could do this today, make a note of that. That's what we're talking about. What you're looking for here with these 2 questions is either calm or clarity. If one door wins in either of those categories, that's the one to choose. Mainly what you want to do is really try to tune in to how your body is feeling as you're going through the 2 doors and just choose the one that felt better. So again, this isn't just a game. Like the first tool, this one is backed by science. It's called guided imagery, and it's been shown to reduce anxiety and quiet the mental noise. And when your nervous system settles down, you can finally hear the intuitive signals underneath the static. So this isn't about magical answers or just winging it. It's about lowering the volume enough to notice what's already there. waiting in your intuitive brain and waiting for you to listen in. So that's the second decision-making method. And now that you've tried both, you might be closer to knowing what to do next. And if you're still unsure, that's okay. Sometimes the answer doesn't drop in right away. And sometimes these tools will just give you a little bit more clarity, but not a full green light. That doesn't mean they didn't work for you. It just means your system is still kind of sorting through what's real for you right now. So instead of trying to force a decision, just try this. Pick one tiny action that moves you as if you'd chosen the option that felt even slightly better, even if you're not 100% sure. So for example, if door A was leave your job, and that one gave you just a little more calm or energy, you don't need to hand in your resignation tomorrow, but you could update your resume, or look at one job listing, or think about how you would start your own business if that's what you're thinking about. Maybe sketch out a few paragraphs about what that might look like. Or you can even write down a few thoughts in your journal about what kind of work would feel more aligned with who you are right now. So you're not committing to anything here. You're just experimenting and then listening to how your intuition responds. Often taking little moves like this creates clarity a lot faster than thinking ever could. So if you're still waiting for that full body yes, don't worry. You've already started the process. Your inner knowing will gradually wake up. Give it room and keep paying attention. So your investigation of the week. Over the next few days, pay attention to the little signals your body sends you when you imagine different paths. Is there a moment, however small, where you feel your shoulders relax a little, or your excitement ramp up, or your thoughts quiet down just enough to hear a quiet, yes, this is the one. So you don't have to act yet. Just notice. See which option brings even a flicker of calm or clarity, and make a note of it when that happens. If you'd like a little more support with this, I have a free tool for you. It's called the Signals Journal, and it walks you through 7 common signs that your life is asking for a change right now. You'll find the link to download it below. And if you're still feeling stuck after trying both of today's tools, don't worry. In the next video, I'll walk you through one powerful question that can help you get unstuck, even when every option still feels muddy. You'll see it pop up on your end screen in just a moment. Check it out. It might be just the nudge that you need. Meanwhile, thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.